Spaces protocol, quick start guide. Getting started setting up spaces on mainnet. First, you got to have Bitcoin Core installed. You can install it from this link right here, this official download page, bitcoincore.org. Configure your RPC authentication in your Bitcoin configuration file. So you have to set your RPC user equals whatever username you want. And then the RPC password equals whatever password you want. After you got that going, install the Spaces daemon. Spaces is a tiny layer that connects the Bitcoin Core over RPC and scans transactions relevant to the protocol. Download the latest binary releases here. GitHub.com/spaces protocol /spaces/releases. I'll put a link to all this in the description below. Must be version 4 or higher for the mainnet. Currently, we're up to version 6. So there's been version 4, version 5, and version 6. Verify installation. You can run this space -- version space -CLI space -- version. This will tell you what you have. Then you can run spaces. Ensure Bitcoin Core is fully synced. You have to make sure your Bitcoin node is fully synced before you could run spaces. Then start the spaces daemon. So in your command line or your terminal, you would just write space -- Bitcoin -RPC -user space, and then you put your username in, and then space -- Bitcoin -RPC -password space, and then you put your password here. You could just copy this too. If you copy this text, which you probably should, you would just replace this right here with your username, and then this right here with your password. Create a wallet. Create the default wallet and get an address to receive Bitcoin. Space CLI space create wallet. This is the command here, create wallet. It'll create a wallet for you. And then space -CLI get new address. And then it'll just show the address on the screen for you. Also, there's another one to export your wallet. I think it's export. I'll have to look. There should be a list of commands too. Maybe they'll do that. Maybe I'll do that. I'll just get a list. There's a help command too, space -CLI help, and it'll just tell you all the commands as well. Then you would send some Bitcoin to the address, and you can check your balance with the balance command, space -CLI balance. During the auction process, top level spaces are community identifiers, limited to 3,600 spaces a year. Every day, the top 10 highest bid spaces advance from pre-auction to auctions. You can learn more here. This link, docs.spacesprotocol.org. Opening an auction. You can check the Explorer, explorer.spacesprotocol.org, for currently open auctions. For example, to open an auction for the space at Bitcoin, you would type space -CLI open Bitcoin. And you would just change Bitcoin for anything. So space CLI open, and then you would just type whatever you want. But you would want to come over here, check on the Explorer, make sure it's not taken. Or you could just do the get space command. Then you have to put the, actually you can't just, you can do this. All right, so you can just open, right? But there's a little something else you could do too. So you could open just a space and it'll open down here, upcoming rollouts for 1,000 Satoshis. And you'll see these ones are just chilling out here like FUD bid 1,000 Satoshis. But you could also do something a little more riskier, and you could put a space here after Bitcoin or the name you're trying to open. Then you could put the SAT. So you could put 10,000 Satoshis. That'll move it up higher on the list. But there is a bit of a risk for that, because if 2 people or more than 1 person is trying to do the same name, open it up, only one will get confirmed and everybody else will lose their Bitcoin. So you have to be careful with that one. Maybe a safer one is you could just do space CLI open, the name you want to open, get it to 1,000 Satoshis, and then you could just run the bid command and bid on it. So either way, there's two options you could do that. Placing a bid, find one of the spaces currently in auction and place a bid. Amount is in sats. So you would just bid here. So you could do open Bitcoin, then let it confirm for 1,000. Then you could do bid Bitcoin, and then you would just put 10,000 or 1,500, whatever you want. The only thing with that is you'd have to pay the 2 transaction fees over the Bitcoin network. So because each one has to be confirmed. So that would be 2 transactions compared to 1 transaction, but a little riskier the first way. Still though, that's what I do. I do it. Take the risk. Check status of a space. Get space command, space CLI, get space, and then this will be checking the status of BTC, which is already taken. You'll get something like this. You can use list spaces command to see all space outputs you own, including outputs that are actively in auction. The bid covenant indicates spending this amount requires either another bid spend or a registration spend if the claim height is reached. Claiming a space. If you're currently winning and the space entered the claim period, you can register it with the register command. So in this example, space-CLI, register Bitcoin, you would register the Bitcoin space, but you have to be leading bidder. And I think with this one too, if you try to register and the auction isn't up, or you try to do it early, a block or two too early, I think it sends it back another 24 hours. So be careful with this one. You have to wait until that actual block comes in. You'll get something like this. And you may also want to watch the status of auctions on the Explorer. So I'll leave a link to all this. Get started. Hopefully we see more people registering names in the Spaces protocol. Currently we have 709 names registered, 1.17 Bitcoin burned. Super early, but things are rolling. Let me know if you have any questions or anything in the comments. Later.